Hello, in this video I want to demonstrate how you can use Visualize.js API to pull data from an ad hoc view and render it with a third-party tool. This approach is useful when you have the desired data in an ad hoc view or domain on your Jaspersoft server, but want to present the data with a tool other than the ad hoc designer. There are two high-level steps to this process. First, pull data from an ad hoc view and prepare it for rendering. And second, use a third-party tool to render your visualization. So for the purposes of this video, we will use a simple ad hoc view, and as a data we have store sales and store cost, and we want to see the correlation between the two for a given period. For the presentation of the data, we will make use of HighCharts library and specifically a scatter plot. We will open the code of the scatter chart in JS Fiddle platform. And the first thing we want to check here is how exactly data is passed to chart. After brief examination, we can see that data is passed as an array of arrays, where the nested arrays are pairs of values, of integer values, which correspond to the values on the x and y axis of the chart. So here we have the final version of the code for rendering our ad hoc data in the chart, and we are using two functions to do this. First is the function for the actual rendering, and it is very similar to the sample we just saw from the HighCharts library. And the second is a function to pull data from the ad hoc view. At the top you see that we're calling the function to render the ad hoc view and pass the function to render the chart as a callback. And this is important because we need to make sure that the ad hoc view data is returned and processed before we run the code to render the chart. So let's take a closer look at how do we get the ad hoc data. First, we want to check the metadata of the ad hoc view and then search that metadata object for the actual ad hoc data. We log the metadata into the console, and in the metadata object we look for the property called datasetInternal. One note about this property is that it is being reviewed at the moment for future releases of Jasper Server. So if you're using version 7.1, it is still actual, but if you're using a newer version, the name of this property might be different. So if we expand the structure under the datasetInternal property, we will easily find the data. And as we can see here, the structure of the data is very close to what we want to pass to the chart. We also have an array of arrays, and the nested arrays have pairs of data already. The differences are that these values are float values and they're also in string format. So we want to convert those from string into actual float values. So what we do here in the success function is first assign the values as is to the ad hoc view data string values variable. Next, we run a loop to transform the values and assign a new array to the ad hoc view data variable. And the last thing is that we need to run this function, which we passed as a callback, and pass our newly transformed array to the function which will render the chart for us. And this is it. Those are the steps to render the chart. As mentioned before, you can use any other library or any other tool to render the ad hoc view data, and the high-level steps will be the same. You will primarily only care about how to transform your data, which you take from an ad hoc view, to make it readable by your visualization tool.